Everybody. Tonight I went to go see the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles with my son. As you can see, I was the red one. That's because I didn't have anything orange. I had red shoes, red. This is a tie. And so I could be Raphael, but he's my second favorite, so it's all good. And my son was Leonardo, and we had a fun time. So I'm coming on here to read to you some notes. It's notes that I took from footnotes, it's verses, and this isn't a way. God was just giving it to me one night. Now, I took these at 10:12 p.m., which in the Strong's Concordance, 10:12 has to do with the Lord's counsel. And so I'm expecting to receive his counsel tonight as we just go through these verses and such. Okay, so the Passion Translation's broken up into different books, like you have the whole New Testament, and you have the Psalms and the Proverbs and the Song of Songs. That's one book. Then you have like Jeremiah and Lamentations in one book, and then another book you have something else, right? So these notes come from the Minor Prophets, which it's the 12 smaller books of the Old Testament. It's like Obadiah and Hosea and those kind of things, okay? So he encouraged, this is like one of the notes before the book, he encouraged Habakkuk to wait patiently, trust this vision, and live his life in alignment with it, even when there was no apparent evidence to back it up. Okay, so, they have a saying to dress for the job you want, not the job you have. Okay, so we want to move as though we're already the business owner. We make executive decisions in our everyday life. We make quality decisions about everything we do because we are operating with the spirit of excellence who lives in us. Even when there's no apparent evidence, right? Other people can't see what God's training you up for and why you're marching like this. Maybe you can't see it, but the instructions you've been given, the passion, the dreams you have. Okay, so even when there's no apparent evidence, we live off faith. The righteous shall live by his faith. So faith is the substance of things that we hope for. The evidence. Faith is substance and it is evidence. Okay, so I was looking up substance one day a while back on 222:26, and in short, it means what something is made of. A substance is what something is made of. So from the Webster's 1828, we've got a general sense of being, something existing by itself, that which really is or exists. Equally applicable to matter or spirit. Okay, so thus the soul of man is called an immaterial substance. A substance endued with thought. We say a stone is a hard substance, tallow is a soft substance. Okay, the next point I wrote down is point 3, not point 2. The essential part, the main or material part. Okay, the example sentence, in this epitome we have the substance of the whole book. In this edition is the same in substance with the Latin. Number 4, substance means something real, not imaginary, something solid, not empty. Number 5, it is a body, corporeal nature or matter. The qualities of plants are more various than those of animal substances. Okay, number 6, substance is goods. Goods, estate, means of living. Substance is goods. Substance is estate, so destiny, and substance is means of living. Okay, one example is Job's substance was 7,000 sheep, so on and so on. And the next example, we are exhausting our substance, but not for our own interest. Okay, so all that is substance. It's real. It's not imaginary. It's something solid. It is what something is made of. And somehow this is having to do with faith. So I pulled up over here Hebrews chapter 11 verse 1. Faith brings our hopes into reality and becomes the foundation needed to acquire the things we long for. It is all the evidence required to prove what is still unseen. And right above that, in Hebrews chapter 10, verse 38, he says, my righteous ones will live from my faith. But if fear holds them back, my soul is not content with them. Verse 39, but we are certainly not those who are held back by fear and perish. We are among those who have faith and who experience true life. Okay? And then verse 6, and without faith living within us, it would be impossible to please God. For we come to God in faith, knowing that He is real and that He rewards the faith of those who passionately seek Him. So God encouraged Habakkuk to wait patiently. So we are to wait patiently for those things God has promised us, because He is not a man that He should lie. Okay. He encouraged Habakkuk to trust the vision and live his life in alignment with it, even when there was no apparent evidence to back it up. Let's move on. This insight, whatever insight they were discussing, brought Habakkuk to the point where he chose, despite the messed up world in which he lived, to set his sights on Yahweh's vision and his redemptive activity, and to set his heart, mind, and actions in the direction of that vision. The righteous will live by his faith. All right, so we have a choice, everybody. We can focus on the brokenness of the world, the stuff that's going on, which we were forewarned about. We can do that, or we can set our sights on God and on His promises for us, and the fact that we're in a spiritual Goshen and we have wells of inheritance that we can draw from, and that we are never going to be thirsty and we are never going to be hungry, because we've come to Him and He is our Father. He is faithful to feed us. He is faithful to provide for us. And so whichever mindset that we are working with is going to determine everything about how we act, how we speak, how we live. Okay. I'm not going to be any longer in gloom and doom and despair because of the state of the world, when I know that I'm called to be an answer to their issues, because I know the living one. I know the Holy One. Like, He lives in me. And here's what we have to say about this matter. Here's how I can be a solution to the things that you're going through. And if it's above my pay grade, it's more than what I have, I know the one who provides from the riches of His glory. So I can go to Him in prayer, and whatever I ask for, He's going to give to me, because His words abide in me, and His words abide in me, and I abide in Him. So, let's see. Even though the book meant we have a choice to focus on the brokenness of the world or aim our lives toward the promise of God's coming and lasting restoration. Okay, so even though the book meant a certain thing during its composition, so like if I was to write something, which I am, to me it means one thing, and to you it means something completely different. Potentially. And, but in the future, it's going to mean something even different to them, because each of us are a different set of persons with a different set of circumstances. But God is multifaceted, and we are His body, which displays the multifaceted wisdom that is Him. Okay, so even though the book meant a certain thing during its composition, Habakkuk continues to mean a great deal to those who, for whatever reason, are wrestling with God and trying to make sense of what He has done in history and is doing now. So wrestling with God. That is how Jacob went from Jacob to Israel. He wrestled with God. He refused to let Him go. He didn't become a better person. He didn't do any kind of ritualistic thing there. He was just like, you know what? I discern that you are someone amazing, and I'm not going to let you go. And he was like ferocious. How do you fight an angel? And he has to dislocate something in you so that you can let him go, right? But he became somebody new that night, even in the spirit, even though he wasn't ritualistically doing these things to try and do that. He was called of the Lord. He was in the line, right? And that's the same for us. We're called, we're chosen. Those who are obedient are chosen, because that's what He made us for. To be His, to show Him to the earth. So let's go into some verses now, okay? And I think I'll put them on the screen instead of say it to you. So look at the nations and observe. You'll be stunned by what you see. For while you watch, I'm about to do something so surprising in your days that you would not believe it if you were told. Yahweh's answer. Look, you scoffers, marvel and vanish away, because I am doing a work in your days, a work that you will never believe, even if someone were to explain it to you. I will wait. I will wait. That was God. Now this is us. I will wait at my watchpost and station myself on the tower. I will lean forward and see what he'll say to me. I will listen to what God will say. Surely the Lord will declare peace to his people, his faithful ones, and not let them go back to foolish ways. This is what the Lord, the Holy One of Israel and its Maker says. Ask me the coming things about my sons. They will come weeping, but I will bring them back with consolation. I will lead them to wadis filled with water, by a smooth way where they will not stumble. Your progress will have no limitations when you come along with me, and you will never stumble as you walk along the way. I will no longer allow the insults of the nations to be heard against you, and you will not have to endure the reproach of peoples any more. You will no longer cause your nation to stumble. You will no longer bereave your nation of children. This is the declaration of the Lord God. For I am Israel's father, and Ephraim is my firstborn. And instruct me about the work of my hands. I, Yahweh, commander of angel armies, declare to you, the glory of this new temple will surpass the glory of the original, and I will grant peace and prosperity in this place. I, Yahweh, commander of angel armies, have spoken. My daughter Zion, let your heart and soul rejoice. Rejoice, my daughter Jerusalem, and shout your cheerful praises. Look, your king comes to you. He is righteous and fully qualified to save you. I am bringing my righteousness closer to you. It is not far off. My deliverance will not be delayed, for I will set my salvation in Zion for Israel my glory. Yet he comes to you so humbly, riding on a donkey, sitting meekly on a colt, a young foal of a donkey. I, the Lord, will banish war chariots and horses from Israel and Jerusalem. I will break the bows used in war. Your king will proclaim peace and well-being to the nations. His dominion will stretch from sea to sea, from the river to the ends of the earth. As for you, Zion, because of my covenant with you, sealed with blood, I have set your captives free from the waterless pit of their prison. Then Yahweh replied, Write down the revelation. Write it legibly on clay tablets so that it can be read on the run. The vision still awaits an appointed time. It speaks of the end and will not prove to be false. When the appointed time comes, it will happen with breathless haste. Although it may seem slow, just be patient and wait, for he will surely come right on time. For soon and very soon, the one who is appearing will come without delay.